So today we're going over how we helped an electrician school on the East Coast install our social enrollment operating system to generate a cost per enrollment of $756. Over the course of about 80 days, we spent $4,537 in meta ads, which equates to about $50 a day. Generated 6 confirmed and trackable enrollments. Off that, $138,000 in new tuition revenue. I'm walking you through the entire system top to bottom. Let me put those numbers in context before we go anywhere. $4,537 in, $138,000 out. That's about 30 to 1 return. But the number we actually care about and the number you should care about is cost per enrolled student. That came in at $756. Tuition at this school is $23,000, which means the school spent about 3% of tuition to acquire that student. Compare that to what most trade schools are doing, buying leads at $15, $20 a lead, feeling good about the cost per lead. And never consistently tracking what a started student actually cost them. Remember, cost per lead is a vanity metric. It's the number an agency shows you when they don't know what happened downstream. If you only track one thing, track cost per enrolled student, or worse yet, you're paying more than ever for a lead on Google Ads, and your ROI goes down every month. Here's the thing about this trade school. The challenge was never getting more leads. Any school can go buy leads, especially on social media. The challenge was turning interest into enrollments on social media locally. Remember, on social media, you can generate more demand for your school. That's the beauty of it. A school can generate hundreds of leads. If those people don't book, don't show, don't tour, don't enroll, the leads don't mean anything. This school was already generating leads, Google Ads, word of mouth, referrals, a little social. But the cost per lead was inconsistent and it wasn't being tracked properly. The pipeline was living in an Excel sheet. There was no way to answer the only question that matters. If we put $1 in, what comes out? The goal wasn't more. The goal was predictable. Put an investment in, get a known return out, and turn the lever up when you need more seats filled. Let me walk you through how we built it. Step 1, understand the student deeply, not demographics. The situation. For close to a decade, all we think about is how to get more students, more enrollments, more revenue for trade, vocational, and career schools. That's it, every 24 hours. For this school, there are 2 very different people, and they do not respond to the same ad, and you have to learn how to ping the algorithm to get in front of these people. The first is the young adult, 17 to 28. He's in a warehouse or at Amazon or UPS or working retail or in fast food. He's making $15 to $22 an hour. College either didn't appeal to him or it didn't work out. What he feels is behind. His fear isn't failure. It's drifting through his 20s and having nothing to show for it. The second is the career changer, 30 to 45. She's a restaurant manager burned out on the hours. He's a CDL driver who wants to be home at night. He's an office employee stuck at 45 to 55,000 with no path up. Some are veterans coming back to civilian work. Some are construction laborers who want a real skill instead of being the guy carrying things. That person's fear is very specific. Like, it's being 45 and still financially stuck. It's letting their family down. It's looking back and realizing they had a window to change it, and they didn't. Here's what most schools get wrong. They write one ad for anyone interested in becoming an electrician. But those 2 people are running from completely different things. The 19-year-old is running from feeling behind. The 38-year-old is running from a ceiling. Same program, same outcome, 2 completely different opening lines. Write one ad for both and you get an ad that speaks to neither. Step 2, pull out the strongest value propositions of the school. And we don't just study the school, we study the market and the competitors because that's who the student is shopping against. For this school, that's Lincoln Tech Community College, direct union apprenticeship entry. And honestly, YouTube. A lot of these guys think they can teach themselves. And the core proposition here is that the program is 80% hands-on, 20% lecture. That's the whole angle, and it's a strong one. Most trade programs lean heavy on textbooks and theory. Here, students are on real wiring boards early, real residential and commercial install simulations. They're physically building, installing, troubleshooting, and that matters because of who this student is. A lot of these people didn't do well in a traditional classroom, or they just learn by doing. When you tell that person they're going to spend most of their time with tools in their hands instead of a textbook, that's not a feature. That's permission. It tells them they can actually succeed at this. The rest of the stack backs it up. OSHA 30 certification is included. The program is short, not 4 years. The skills are employer aligned. There's instructor oversight, a structured curriculum, and real accountability standards. Then there's the earning ladder, entry $17 to $23 an hour, 2 to 5 years in, $30 to $45 an hour. Long term, depending on the path they take, $80,000 to $150,000 plus. Notice what I just did there. I didn't say great earning potential. I gave you 3 specific rungs on a ladder with a timeline attached. A skeptical 38-year-old with a mortgage does not move on great earning potential. He moves on. Here's what you make at year 1, year 3, and year 10. Specificity is what converts skeptics. Vague optimism converts nobody. Step 3, we take all of that into the ads. For this client, we started on Meta. The job of the ad is simple. Get the right person to stop scrolling and get interested enough to want to learn more. That's it. The ad doesn't sell the program. The ad buys attention. We build different hooks for different avatars. One set speaking to the young guy who feels behind. One set speaking to the career changer who's capped. And we circle both of them on the front end with video. The core reason social advertising beats most other channels outside of Google is that you can build the nurture on the front end. People need to consume content to get excited and become believers in your school. Social lets you force that content in front of them. On search, if someone's typing in a query, you can't make them watch an 8-minute video first. And this program has an advantage a lot of programs don't have. It's visual. Wiring boards, panels, conduit, hands doing real work. That footage is the ad. When a guy who's been stuck in a warehouse sees somebody his age wiring a live board that does more than any headline I could write, if your program is visual, film it. That's free creative sitting inside your building right now. Step 4, our mini webinar. From the ad, we send them to a short landing page with a deeper video. It covers the schedule, including the after hours option. Because a lot of these people can't quit their job to do this. It covers financing. It covers what the lab actually looks like. It covers what happens after graduation. The ad creates the interest and stops the scroll. The mini webinar builds the trust and conviction. And we keep the page simple. Less is more. We pull out a few key points, but the job of that page is to get them watching the video. Don't overwhelm a prospect with information. You'll talk them out of moving forward. Here's something worth stealing. We know exactly what this student is scared of because they say it in every enrollment conversation. What if I fail? What if I can't find a job after? What if I waste my money? What if I'm not smart enough? We answer those inside the mini webinar before they ever get on a call with your admissions rep. Your rep should not be burning a 15-minute call handling objections your video should have already killed. Step 5, the intro call, keep it short, not 30 minutes, or your admissions team can't run any volume. That call has 4 jobs. Understand their background, talk earning potential, walk them through financing, and get them to the real next step. Step 6, get them in the building. A campus tour or an open house is the actual conversion event for this school. When your entire pitch is 80% hands-on, you cannot argue with the lab. When they're standing in that room looking at the wiring boards, the sale is mostly made, and everything upstream of that is just logistics to get them into the room. If your program's strongest asset is physical, your funnel's #1 job is a scheduled in-person visit, not an application, not a brochure, a body in the building. Step 7, what happens after the call gets booked, which is the part most schools ignore completely. Booking a call doesn't mean they're convinced. It doesn't even mean they'll show up. They're shopping schools right now. The second they book, they hit a confirmation page that keeps building conviction. Reminders, frequently asked questions, more about the program, drawing them into the school. Every point of your funnel needs to build trust and conviction. Don't waste a second of it. Don't waste a pixel. We also give them the option to just call in immediately instead of waiting. Who knows what happens between today and Thursday? They're talking to other schools. If they've got a quick question, let them call now and use the scheduled call as the follow-up. When there's no clarity, there's no action. Then a multi-touch email and texting sequence runs to hold conviction until the call happens and after it happens. And the whole time, they're getting circled with content on their feed, alumni, lab footage, walkthroughs, instructors. Every time they open Instagram, we're there. Let's talk metrics because people get lost here. Keep it simple. Cost per lead, lead contact rate, cost per qualified call, call show rate, tour scheduling rate, tour attendance rate, application rate, financing approval rate, enrollment rate, and most importantly, cost per enrolled student. I want to call out one of those because almost nobody tracks it, and it's quietly costing schools enrollments. Financing approval rate. This school told us something I hear constantly. Students go through the entire process, get in bill, and only then find out they can't get approved for financing. That's not a marketing problem. That's not a closing problem. That's a sequencing problem. You've already spent the ad dollars, the admissions time, the open house seat, and the deal dies at the last step over something you could have known at the first step. Move the financing conversation earlier. Track approval like the conversion step it is. Fixing that alone will move more enrollments than doubling your ad budget. To recap the atomic social enrollment operating system for this school, understand the avatar and the market deeply. Pull out the strongest value propositions. Run direct response video ads to stop the scroll. Bring them into the mini webinar to build conviction. Get them on a short call, get them in the building for a tour, move them into the application and enrollment process with financing handled early, and circle them with content the entire time. $4,537 in 6 enrollments, $138,000 in new tuition revenue, about $756 per enrolled student against $23,000 in tuition. Now they can keep this system running at this level consistently, turn it up when they need more students, or turn it down during busy seasons. A predictable system to generate more enrollments at the press of a button. Remember, there is no silver bullet, but the sum of the parts done in the right order that creates the enrollments. Hope you enjoyed that. Just email us with you have any questions.